Not only do we have some brand new champions, but some champions have held their belts for a long time. So yes, we need to go through every single current WWE champion and stick them in a tier list or rank them. We're nerds. And we start off with the women's tag team titles held by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. These were so good at one point, especially when Liv and Raquel, well, not only when they won them, but they won them the second time. I liked all the WrestleMania stuff. I'm happy with shenanigans and nonsense. And ever since then, I don't think they've been defended once. I think they've been forgotten about. Liv Morgan was going after world championships while Raquel Rodriguez just in the background wearing sunglasses because she's a bad guy now. I think it is so genuinely disappointing that we had all this momentum. Liv Morgan was a super duper whooper star. Raquel was benefiting from this. Everything with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria and Bayley was leading somewhere else. This could have been the centerpiece to all of it. And we just dropped the ball. I don't understand it. Like there was a time, sort of last year maybe, or at least in the last 2 years, where they vanished and then WWE got them back again. And they vanished and then WWE got them back again. And now we don't even reference them. There aren't even other teams that walk in going, excuse me, we'd like a shot at them. At least then Liv and Raquel could be like, no, we don't want to give you a shot. And don't tell me it's because Liv Morgan recorded a movie. She was missed 3 weeks of Raw. That is it, right? You could have told a story. Some people said they should have the belts vacated. I would have gone nuts because then they would have just fallen into the Phantom Zone and we never would have seen them again. So it sucks to do this because, again, Liv Morgan, awesome. Raquel Rodriguez does not get the praise she deserves, but it's got to get F because, of course, we're ranking where we feel the importance of the championships are at the moment. They may as well be in a bin, which is something I never want to say, and I actually feel quite bad. Now I have said it. I'm going to get them out of the bin for the love of everything. Can they please be defended? And let's get a big one out of the way for fun. The WWE title, the men's version, courtesy of John Cena. I am probably the outlier here. I am going to give it a C. I think it's fun. I think him coming out and calling us stupid and saying, I'm going to break up with you. Our relationship is done. If you had told me 10 years ago that John Cena was going to say these words to me, I would have done a backflip because I thought it would have been so hilarious. I'm not saying it's perfect. Wasn't a massive fan of the tag team match at Money in the Bank until our Truth Wrong Killings returned. And I think ultimately we're going to get to SummerSlam and Cody Rhodes is going to win that title back. But I massively liked the turn at the Elimination Chamber. I thought the WrestleMania 40 match one was fun until Travis Scott and then No Rock. Then it totally fell apart. Wasn't a massive fan of the ending either. But I do think actually that's going to improve once Cody Rhodes gets his revenge on John. I just like the fact that we've done it. So a lot of this is the bravery of it all, and I should be shot out of a cannon for saying bravery and courage in relation to pro wrestling. I'm going to give it a C. I think it's probably, for most people, below average, but it gets up to an average rating for me because, again, it's John Cena being a heel. And personally, I do think some people are too harsh on it, but then again, at the same time, I can see where you're coming from. So it's a funny old thing. I don't think anybody had expected us to be here in 2025. Probably not a lot of people expected John Cena to be the champion if we were going to jump back 12 months. But again, the Cody Rhodes match and the feud, I liked it, right? I got something out of it. You know how I feel about our Truth and Wrong Killings, so that was awesome. The Randy Orton stuff, I really did like because, again, it's nostalgia and it's the last time they're ever going to do it. And I thought it was a smart way to get out of there. We haven't seen Randy Orton since either. I think he comes back tonight on Smackdown if you are watching this on the 13th of April. Oh my gosh, Friday the 13th. Bad times coming around. And then it kind of went a bit wishy-washy, which is why I don't think I liked the Logan Paul tag team match stuff because we just detoured and I'd rather we hadn't have done that. And I'm sure the CM Punk thing will be fun. I mean, who doesn't want to see Punk and Cena go at it? But yes, for me, it's been average. And maybe it gets brought up from where it was because it does give me something, right? And I do get excited about seeing heel John Cena. Maybe it's going to be like the original Star Wars prequels. It will grow with age, and then 20 years down the line, we'll re-release it into cinemas, and everybody will pretend that they love it. I actually think that's a generational thing. It's also not what we're talking about. He's getting a C. Moving on to the US Women's United States Championship. I mean, it's just nothing. It's a horrible thing to say. Like Chelsea Green, awesome, had a fun run with it. Zelina Vega, the run was perfectly fine. I'm sure Julia will be next. But unlike the Women's Intercontinental Championship that we'll get onto in just a little second, it just kind of feels like it's there. There's also a belt that was born in 2024. And then, yes, once again, I don't know, fell into a hole, whatever the flop happened. I don't think Chelsea Green held it for too long. She just didn't have enough feuds. I found it interesting because she did an interview recently and said, I think people are done with the feud between me and Zelina Vega. And I was like, well, no, not if we're giving it more time and you got to actually establish something. I mean, the match when Zelina Vega won it back, it just happened. And I think when Julia wins it, it's just going to happen. We need to add some story stuff in there like Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria have done. I'm going to give it a D because I don't think it's absolutely, like the people that are operating around it are really, really talented. So that is always going to level it up a bit. But the way that WWE sees it, and I would imagine people's interest in it when it is on the screen, I just don't think it's hitting in the way that it should have done. I'm happy to say now, and I did mention this on the time, especially over at What Culture Wrestling, make sure you subscribe to them, and please do subscribe to me, the most important thing of all, that I will say now, I don't like the way these belts were introduced. They just got announced from nowhere, and then there was like a mini tournament. I think we should have done it at WrestleMania 41. One should have been crowned on night 1, and one should be crowned on night 2. We really should have sort of waved a flag about it for ages. Instead, there were rumors, then they were here, then we had champions, and then we moved on. And both Lyra Valkyria and Chelsea Green, once again, were moved to the side when they were the champions. So, I'm going to give it a D. I still think there's loads of potential there. I think WWE has proved it only takes a few weeks to turn it around. But as I sit here, and I say April earlier, 13th of June, that will all be the comments now, so thank you very much. It's getting a D. You failed, you got to take it again. And we'll just do the Women's Intercontinental title now as well, because I have given it a B. Becky Lynch currently holds this. I think the feud between her and Lyra has been awesome. I think it's another reason why I liked everything we did at WrestleMania. I think we're in a really good position with this. Adding Bayley in makes it even more exciting, because Bayley is absolutely a star and she has legacy and she's underrated in many ways too. She's another one. I presume that Lyra won't want to be done with Becky, so she's now going to have a bit of heat with Bayley too. We'll probably get some three-ways. Obviously, there's personal tension there as well, but they also want the championship. Even if it is just to say, Becky Lynch, I'm going to take that title off you because I hate you so much. That's all right. That works as long as when you do win, you're like, oh, I won it, as if you've just got an Oscar. So this, to me, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm sure you'll disagree, is one of the best titles on the roster. You will see it on the tier list right now. I think it's cooking. I think it's flying. I hope when we are done with these people, we continue to throw superstars in there, and this goes to show there is hope for every single championship, because there was absolutely a time when I could have said to you, who's the Intercontinental Champion for the women? You would have gone, Lyra Valkyria. Whereas now you know it's Becky Lynch, she's feuding with Lyra. The WrestleMania stuff was good. Then we had those couple of matches that were even better still. And listen, in no world can you add Bayley to something and it gets worse. It's like a cake. Put more butter in there. Don't take the butter away. So this is the dairy dream, which is stupid coming from me. I have a dairy allergy, and if I eat dairy, I die. So there you go. Now you do know. I'm giving it a B. I think it's really good. I really hope we don't women's tag team title this, and it does stop cooking, because right now I love it. And we'll jump to the men's Intercontinental title to Dominic Mysterio. Hard one, right? Because in terms of his reign, it's okay, right? He only fights shapes because he took on Pentagon and Octagon so far. Unless your name's Rectangle or Circle or something like that, Hexagon, he's not going to fight you. But we do have good story stuff. Like, it's a slow burn, but I like the Judgment Day stuff, the Liv Morgan stuff, the Roxanne Perez stuff, obviously the Finn Balor stuff. But I kind of feel like it almost operates with Dom wearing a title on his shoulder as opposed to getting that in the mix. So I'm going to give it a C, I think. I think it's kind of average. Again, it helps that Dominic has it. If it was anybody else that wasn't able to carry the segments as well as he does, it would feel like it'd fallen into abyss like a lot of other things. But the intrigue, I suppose, of course this would be Dominic Mysterio doing this. Much like he went heel when he was already a heel, and you never go double heel at SummerSlam last year. Now I don't know whether he's going to go heel or babyface. I don't think WWE has decided either, because he changes his intentions all of the time. I don't see how you could turn Finn Balor face and expect him to be cheered over Dom, because everyone loves Dom, and Finn Balor is just the most wonderful troll ever. So that is probably holding things up a little bit as they try to figure it out. But it's okay, and I think it gets up the table as well, because him winning at WrestleMania 41 was so much fun. Everybody went crazy. I think that's a moment. I think it's a WrestleMania moment, right? To use that trademark stupid term that we can go back and watch over and over again, and you'll probably get the same feelings. But ever since then, it's not like we've been pushing on every show. It's not like he gets to cut promos going, I am the Intercontinental Champion, which is what Gunther used to do, by the way, and that worked very well. So I'm going to give it a C. I think it's fun. I like it. But ultimately, could we do better? Yes. Is it an absolute disaster? No. So we slap it right in the middle. It's a video game 7 out of 10. US champ, men's, Jacob Fatu. He is getting a B, which makes me a massive hypocrite right away, because who's he defended it against? Absolutely no one. But because the bloodline stuff, to me at least, feels exciting, and Solo Sikora's been so entertaining, and obviously we had JC Mateo entering the mix, and you can see where this is going, especially because Jacob Fatu finally turned on Solo at Money in the Bank. It's kind of incredible that the story here has sort of heightened everything for me, because I want to see Jacob Fatu defend that belt against Solo. I want him to do do against JC Mateo. The rumor is now that Hikuleo may be added to the bloodline later. Give me that one too. I just think right now, given the way that Jacob Fatu is booked, you can elongate things and he doesn't lose the momentum because he's just a badass. So he's a bit like Poochie from The Simpsons. I actually think when he's not on screen, people are going, do you think he's going to be on the screen soon? So he could be a less is more kind of a character, even though he can also be more and more because you can put him on television over and over again. So this kind of breaks my system, but I do it on gut and I do it on feel, right? My warm and fuzziness in my tum-tum. And when I think about Jacob Fatu and I think about his US Championship run, I get pumped, even though we've done absolutely nothing. But I think we're going to. I think at SummerSlam, it'd be him versus Solo, if not before. You can have JC Mateo before that. If other people come in and he can run through all of them, it's not going to matter. And I think if we do the Solo match at SummerSlam and it ends with Jacob Fatu holding up that belt, it's just going to be like, oh my gosh, who is next? And that excites me too. When Jacob Fatu finally gets out of the sphere of the bloodline, who is his first opponent going to be? You're going to have to find a full-on heel, because again, I think he'll establish himself as a babyface later on as I am talking to you. This is why wrestling will never make any sense, and why, when some people say that was the best match of the year objectively, they're a moron, and you're allowed to look at them, because it all depends on what you're looking for from wrestling at that time. There is no such thing as the best wrestling match. It all depends what you think. Don't let these grifters get you. I hate them. They really annoy me. I don't hate them. I dislike them entirely. Back on point, Jacob Fatu gets a B, so at the moment, if we are talking about the best book titles, it's the Women's IC Championship and the Men's US one, and if you compare that to old WWE, we are not in Kansas anymore, Toto. World Tag Team titles on Raw, The New Day, I mean, D, maybe E. Is E even a thing, or does it go straight to F? I'll give it a D, because The New Day entertained me a lot. I think they're so funny, and I think it's crazy we don't use them more. Everything with the Raw Raiders was fine. The Creeds was fine. It was elongated, and a lot of it didn't make any sense. But otherwise, they just don't do anything. There is literally no other teams to challenge them right now. Like the other day, JD McDonough and Finn Balor will do it. It's like, you've done it, man. You tried, and you failed. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, if they could get it together and stop breaking up since 1422, they would be an option. It's why, I'll do a video on this, I hope the Usos get back together and get moved to Raw, because that would be an awesome feud, because you can tie it into everything from 2014. But even if you do that, you're still fighting uphill, because let's say you build to SummerSlam. What do you do after SummerSlam? We need more tag teams, and that's what's holding them back. So there could be a bit of bias here, because I truly do think New Day are one of the best tag teams ever. I mean, if I watch wrestling to be entertained, there could be number one. Who even comes close? So I think a D is probably me being a little bit nice, but it's the power of them, and they do make me laugh on commentary. When they were doing commentary over the War Raiders and the Creeds, some of the things they said, when they did it on the tag team match that featured the Judgment Day, and JD McDonough went into the table and Xavier Woods had a meltdown because he thought he was going to injure himself again. Tears of laughter. What a horrible, horrible thing to say to someone. So again, I remember these moments, but it doesn't really tie into what we're talking about today. Their title reign has not been good, and it's not their fault. I do not understand what WWE is doing when it comes to the tag team division. It could be way better, but because I do like them, I'm giving it a D. And we'll move over to SmackDown as well. The tag team scene on SmackDown is way better, and the Street Profits, the champions, are pretty good. I'm going to give it a B. I kind of want to give it a C+, only because it's not fair, really, is it? I just feel like the story is lacking here. Like, I really like the addition of the Wyatts, and even the Street Profits going, listen, everybody, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and whoever else is there, Fraxium. Actually, no, I'm giving it a B. The depth is way too good, which addresses my criticism that I just talked about. They do fight all of the time. There is probably too many shenanigans, but it's the Wyatt Six, so that's good too. It's getting a B. When I think about what we could do, it's exciting. The Wyatt Six winning those belts would not be a bad thing. If we get to SmackDown later and all of a sudden all of these non-Wyatts teams do form a little faction, that is a story I'm looking for, and it also constantly tells you we're the champions, you want to be champions, we're the champions, which DIY are fantastic at, by the way. Tommaso Ciampa, all he does is talk about those belts. I want to be a champion. I'm giving it a B. I don't necessarily think it excites me as other things on the card, but I do think it's been really well booked. And again, when you compare it to Raw, it's absolutely night and day. So I do think you have to give it some plaudits to that. So it doesn't actually need more teams, which is wonderful. You could even send another team over to Raw, but of course the dream world is to add more teams, to keep it fresh, and then make sure we go back and forth. My main point here is that we should only have one set of tag team championships. If we were doing that right now, and sometimes they're on Raw and sometimes they're on SmackDown, it's not like we have a real designated brand split anyway. John Cena turns up, whatever flubbing show he wants. It would be so much better, and we wouldn't have this, what's the word I'm looking for, shallow/depth issue at all. But no, for the amount of work they put in, and that tag team match post-WrestleMania, which was absolutely fabu, you got to give it a B. Don't listen to me. Bald A. Women's World Championship, Io Sky. This is a difficult one as well because she has no feud. She has been teasing fighting Rhea Ripley, but coming out the back of WrestleMania, she had that three-way or some kind of multi-man match. I can't remember what that was for now. And then she kind of just chilled out and played Nintendo, and people just come and say things to her. Like Rhea Ripley said something to her. Julia said something to her. Roxanne Perez said something to her. She then got upset because Kairi Sane was getting beaten up. We just haven't done a lot with it. So her as a champion is awesome. And again, the opening of that WrestleMania match, easily the best match of the weekend, easily one of the best opening matches of all time. And that does count for something. So let's talk about it, about where we are right now. So not necessarily what she has done. If we're going to include what she has done, I think it's a B title run. But I think over the last month especially, she just hasn't been featured enough as she should have been, and I don't get that, so I think it drops down to a C. I don't think it's great when you have the women's champion, and all we did is talk about the fact she said to Nikki Bella, thanks for paving the way. Why was that such a big conversation? Who cares? We can't say nice things to each other? Well, it's not true. All right, well, maybe it's not true. It's still nice to be nice. I didn't even give it a second thought, and then went on the internet, everyone's going, oh, it doesn't make any sense. People just get mad at everything. You got to calm down, right? We're all going to be dead one day. You don't have to get mad about Nikki Bella and Io Sky having a conversation. You should be more concerned about why cameraman filmed that, right? Why is cameraman filming any of these things? I think right now it's a C. I do think it's come down from a B, but that's only because she's not defending it and she needs to be put in a program. Once again, not on Io Sky, one of the best wrestlers in the world, no question about it. And I think we'll probably get to the Rhea match for SummerSlam, because Rhea now has nothing to do, because she is out of the Queen of the Ring. So, yes, but then that means somebody, oh no, because a Smackdown person will win it. Who do we think is going to win the Women King of the Ring? The Women King of the Ring, the Women's Queen of the match, and they called it that. Dead. Worst PR exercise ever. What should we call it? The Queen of the Ring? No. Women's King of the Ring. It's the worst thing I've ever said. I knew who was going to win this. Now I can't. Oh, Jade, that's who's going to win it. So that's a Smackdown thing, and then Rhea Ripley can be open on Raw. This will go back up. That'll be a tremendous match. At the moment, I'm giving it a C.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody forgot to include Tiffany Stratton, which doesn't make any sense, because it's even on my list. Look.
I know, that doesn't prove anything. I could have just done it, but I didn't. Also, why is my screen so dirty?
But I thought, hey-ho, everyone's always like, do more fun things with videos and stuff like that. So this is just me. And you can see my studio a bit. That's kind of fun. Tiffany Stratton, I gave a C. You just saw it there. Mostly, again, she hasn't actually defended it against anybody. And it's probably going to be Jade, and then it was going to be Charlotte, and then there's going to be somebody else. Naomi should cash in on her as well. But it's been another one, coming out the back of WrestleMania. She did have one match against Nia Jax, and that was fun because I like Nia Jax. But at the same time, we'd already done that feud last year. So, yeah, just a lot of these championships feels like they haven't really had a plan coming out of WrestleMania. But maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think it's fine. And, yeah, I think C. B is way too close. Maybe I should have added pluses or minuses, but I didn't. So she gets a pass with a C.
Which leaves us with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. This one's impossible, really, because Gunther only won on Monday. But I'm going to give it a B, because that's the power of Gunther. And I'm going to take everything that Jey Uso has done, and I've really loved it. I love the story with Jey Uso essentially killing himself by being a nice, pleasant person to the point Gunther was able to focus on his tum-tum and choke him out. And just Gunther as a champion is just great. At the moment, there's a rumor going around that he is going to, well, one of the reasons he won the championship on Raw is because at the Saturday Night's Main Event in about a month's time, whatever it is, he is going to face Goldberg and put the title on the line. Don't care. People are, oh, I can't believe we've done this. As long as Goldberg doesn't win, of course I'm down for a Goldberg retirement match on a free television show as he tries to beat Gunther. That's only going to help Gunther. As long as he walks around going, by the way, I am the person that destroyed Goldberg and made him retire. Any wrestler should want that, especially if you're a brand new champion. He makes it feel important. It's a wonderful 180 from what Jey Uso did, and Jey Uso is brilliant as well. I'm going to sing these praises until the cows come home. The fact he made every match feel like, well, I guess he could lose. Because nobody feels that about Cody Rhodes, right, that entire year run. Some people got on his case, like, oh man, it's never going to happen. Then people kind of figured it out with John Cena. Wasn't the same for Jey. Everyone was always like, oh, well, I kind of think it, but kind of not. Apart from when he fought Logan Paul at Saturday Night's Main Event, that's fair. So right now, I actually think it's in a really good place. And isn't this nuts? And isn't this why we always need to be patient? When it was first introduced, everybody was like, it feels like a consolation prize, which it did. Even Seth Rollins said that, the first person to own it. But now it's been going on for, maybe 2 years, a year and a half, whatever it's been. Given the state of play, I rank it above the other one, the WWE title, because this one's getting a B. John Cena got a C, so this will change all of the time. Bravo for WWE for establishing it. Bravo for people like, who the hell is well, Gunther mainly, right? But Damien Priest, he did a great job on the Drew McIntyre stuff. They've all gone out there and absolutely smashed it, and I think Jey Uso was a great choice as well. So big fan of everything they're doing with that championship at the moment. And again, even if you don't agree with some of the decisions, I don't think it's been boring, and I think it's been compelling television. And ultimately, that's all it needs to be for a world championship. I hate saying this because, trust me, I know I've won titles in independent wrestling. For whatever reason, nerd, geek, whatever, it does feel more than just a prop. But if you were going to look at it structurally, it is there to enhance the show. And that's what it does. Last time I did this video, people said, can you talk about the speed titles? Well, at the moment, it's El Grande Americano and Sol Ruca. I'm going to grade it, don't care. Which is a horrible thing to say. But I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not saying that I think WWE should get rid of it. I don't mind. That's a better way to put it. I have no feelings in my Tootsie Toes, so we're just going to move on. But bam, there's a tier list. I probably missed the belt now, and I'll regret this when I go to edit it. But most importantly, you got to go in the comments and let me know what's wrong, what's right, what should go up, what should go down. I know some of them you think are way too high, because again, I'm a positive Pete, but let me know and we can adjust it for next time. Otherwise, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is me now accidentally controversially saying that Kenny Omega versus Okada is one of the greatest rivalries of all time. I just wanted to talk about it, man. Then you can go to patreon.com/Simon316. $5. Come join our watch-alongs. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins WrestleMania 38 is going up. Well, now, hopefully, it may be tomorrow. My internet's having problems, blah, blah, blah. Grillamine.com/Simon. They sponsor all of my videos. Hence, you can use Simon, the code Simon, I should say, get 10% off. I use these supplements. I've got an energy drink over there right now. They are the flubbing best. Otherwise, I wouldn't pimp them to you. It ships worldwide. Simon on Cameo if you want a Father's Day message or the equivalent. Love doing them, and they're cheap as well. Simon J. Miller on TikTok. Pro Wrestling Tees, a big cartel for merchandise. Nothing is cooler than seeing somebody wear your shirt. It's totally mad. And that's why you guys are the best. Have a great weekend. See you soon.